That's another wrap match on Real Tennis here. Mark versus Kevin. Kevin and Mark's second match on video. The other one was on your channel, right?
It was.
Yeah. Okay. But pretty good match. I think the first set was a little shaky for both of you, and then the second set turned out some really good points. And congratulations, Mark. You turned up nice.
Thank you.
Tough match, Kevin. I want to ask you, Kevin, what, we were just talking about this. What do you think was the difference maker, in that match?
Mark's consistency and his ball movement. I maybe hit the same pace. Someone actually in the comments when me and Mark played pointed this out. Mark's swinging so much harder, and he's got so much more spin and movement on the ball. It gets deeper, and it works for him to keep the ball in. I recently changed my grip. I'm trying to get over the ball more and hit more spin. It wasn't with me the first set.
It definitely wasn't the second. I mean, the level of your forehand just jumped up a lot in the second.
Yeah, I could hear Mark murmuring to the camera, I'm just going to hit to his forehand. I think I shanked the first three of them, which is weird because normally I run around every single backhand from my forehand.
Yeah, we were noticing that. Yeah.
So my play style recently has really been just my backhand's the consistent rally ball, and then the forehand is the point ender, whether I miss it or make it.
Did you have a strategy coming into this match playing Mark? Because you guys have, you played a lot, right?
Yeah, I tell myself every time, okay, the first 3 games you're gonna hit every ball up the middle and not miss, and I never can. So like I have strategy. I think it's just more of the execution of it. I know like when I go out and play not Mark, when I play people my level, it's a bit easier to do that. It is really hard to hit a deep spin, hard shot when the ball's coming at you from Mark's stroke.
One thing we noticed was just maybe mixing things up a little bit more against Mark in that match. Like we were talking about, I wonder what it would look like if Kevin were to serve and volley here a few points, or what would it look like if just Kevin decided to chip and charge up a second serve return, and so were those thoughts of just kind of throwing a little bit more of a mix-up dynamic running through your head at all, and if so, maybe why'd you decide against it?
It's always in my head, but like every time I get up to the service line, it's just like I don't want to lose this point and try something I'm not used to and then lose it. But like there was 2 points where I hit kind of shorter backhands to him, and he hit him in the net. And I think I made a comment like, "Oh, I mixed it up and Mark missed." So like it's going through my head.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of too stupid to put it into action.
Excuse me.
Well, that comes to the saying, it's a lot easier to say something or plan something than actually execute.
Yeah.
Right. So in my opinion, if you guys were ever play me on any type of tennis match, serve and volley off your first serve, because I always block the flat first serve.
And that's why I'm not going for it, because I know I can't ace you.
Yeah.
And 10 extra miles per hour, it's going to be the same return.
Yeah.
So. But
that's a pretty astute observation. And we were talking about how I asked Adam, wouldn't you be serving and volleying on Mark like all the time?
Yeah.
You did.
It took advantage of some of those chips, because he kind of floats some higher returns, the slice forehand grip, stuff like that. But yeah, Mark, I mean, few of your backhands, man, were fun to watch, and it seemed like as the match was going on, you kind of loosened up a little bit more and more, and you started getting really good whip action on the forehand, a lot of deep whips, from the forehand side.
His deep looper, I can't hit that shot.
Yeah, and a lot of those I thought were going out, but then they just ended up kind of tucking in. But some big backhands and flat oneies up the line. What were your thoughts there on those shots?
As soon as I saw you that match point, I knew it was over. I knew that was going down the line.
That's how I want to end every match. That's one of those things, and you probably have noticed this on actually both of your guys' matches, is I'm starting to play a little bit too defensively on the backhand. It takes like a set and a half for me to like, oh,
No, I mentioned that.
I can hit
mentioned
over
that.
the top on it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I did that, like obviously I want to be able to whip it cross court to keep my righty opponent on the backhand side. But every now and then, if I see them cheat, why not pull the trigger, go up the line, right up this blue right here?
Yeah.
So it's a mental thing,
Yeah.
and some of it is technical. Like I sometimes don't get underneath the ball on a topspin drive, but I know I can if my wherewithal is there. So it's just one of those things I got to work on. Similar to strategy, it's a lot easier to say it than actually do it. So it's one of those things I'm going to work on this indoor season.
Nice.
Well, your first set and second set, I mean, your serves were, your first serve percentage was really low in the first set,
yeah.
and it went way up in the second, and plus your forehands too. I think they're both of you were just spraying forehands all over the place in the first set. You know, you made a good adjustment, you know, from that to the second. I'm curious, were you actually thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is equipment, but I'm not here to talk about equipment. That's for another channel.
Well, I do have a question about that in a minute, but.
But for me, technique-wise, not equipment-wise, I'm starting to realize that I have more dictation on the ball, and my follow-through is a lot more, not traditional, but a lot more clear, like finishing here. If I focus on, and this is actually part of Ian's book in one of the earlier chapters. If you guys haven't already checked out Ian's book, linked down in the description below. It's a really good book. But pretend like there's no ball, because I basically just stopped focusing on my swing after I make contact with the ball. No, I got to stop focusing like 2 or 3 meters after I make contact. So I'm focusing on the finish rather than actually striking the ball and actually hitting through the ball to get a little bit extra whip to not
Like you're
spray.
going to slap me here. You know?
What?
I feel like you're going to slap me.
No, that's after the camera. After the camera shuts off.
So, and again, I'm not going to dwell on the equipment, but the last 3 matches you've played with different rackets.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I mean, have you hit with the current racket much, or are you still getting used
This
to
one?
that? The one, yeah.
3 hours.
Really, that's it.
Yeah.
So this is
He was
this first
playing
match?
pretty good
I'll play okay.
though, the
Well,
other night.
Okay, so you've played
hit
sets
on
with
Monday,
it. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And he- yeah.
All right, okay. Because I mean, like from my perspective, it seemed like you weren't quite used to it in the first set, and I felt like you made an adjustment to the equipment, which went not just technique but equipment.
Yeah,
So,
but I would never blame anything on the
No,
equipment.
no.
That's
you
your first
gotta-
time with that much lead tape on it, right?
I redistributed the lead tape.
So I saw it on
Yeah.
the sides.
Exactly. So it's just tinkering. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm an engineer
We're not-
by heart, so.
we're not going to talk specs. We're, well, you know, but
But
so,
you should always play stuff with what you're comfortable with, and
Yeah.
it's your choice to, choose the equipment you go to battle with. So it's never an excuse, but
Right.
it's always fun to tinker with it.
It's it's not. It is not an excuse.
Yeah.
If you bring the wrong shoes, it's not an excuse. That's your fault.
If you got the overgrip, it's your fault.
My grip fell off when I hit my game points on this side.
You're that strong, huh?
The dog ate my backhand.
Yeah.
Right. So, what else was I going to ask you? Now, you're a doubles player, aren't you? I mean, like that's
Yeah,
your
that's
pedigree.
why I'm really
Okay.
disappointed
Yeah.
with the volleys.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that's my bread and butter. That's why I almost lost my cool on that net
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Right, because that's what I'm best at.
You
And-
play the ad side in
Yeah.
doubles? Yeah, you could tell with the backhand short cross court there.
Yeah,
Really
we got
effective
time. We
shot.
got time. Let's get a set in.
Yeah, and even when Mark served and volleyed, I think both times I got it to your feet on the backhand.
Yep.
At least once. One of them you hit a great shot.
Yeah.
Oh, the short one back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I play doubles all the time, and just every backhand shot pretty much lands here.
Yeah, those are nice shots. But I could see how that'd be really effective in doubles for sure. Coming off the return, hitting those short, wide backhands. Sure sets you up a lot and has in the past for sure.
Yeah, and I haven't really played singles since Trice showed up at high school and kicked me off the singles lineup. And just like 15 years of only double strategy, just 1 or 2 shots, boom, boom. And then coming back to singles about 1.5 years ago now, it's just been a real learning curve. It's fun.
Yeah, you got to hit a lot more balls, and you got to change your patience and your total strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, the first
sure.
few singles matches were wild. Just I had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
So we need to
Right,
get
it's
you playing doubles on this court. That's what we
That'd
need.
be fun.
To do. Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Set it up.
When and where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got shoes?
No.
Oh, you got the
My
court to
dog
one.
ate my shoes.
No, dog ate my shoes. Yeah, there we go. So any final thoughts on today? I mean, I'm
I don't know, I
sure.
just tried taking your advice. When I started missing returns, you told me to block the ball back.
Wait, you gave him advice?
Well, after the last match.
I was watching the last match. But, just kind of, because like the first set I was just missing and missing
Yeah.
and missing returns, and I was just like, okay, you know what Scott said, block the ball back. So
Beep beep.
so yeah, just trying to keep that in mind too.
Yeah. No, I mean you lose 100% of the points that you miss the first ball on. That's just like it's like rule number 1 in tennis is make the ball in the court, and then if you do it enough, the other person's going to miss. Yeah.
And I told myself that the few points that I hit 5, 6, 7 balls to mark, I won them. And I was just like, okay, that's what you have to do. And then just shanks.
There's something like counterintuitive, but like the longer you make Mark play a point, I think the better you have a chance of winning that point. That you win a lot of free points, don't you think? Like 0 to 4 point rallies.
In this
ball
match,
rallies?
yeah. If
Well, but I think in a lot of rallies, and because like again, well, unless you're playing somebody like Trice,
Oh, you lose.
yeah. But like,
Price, I got to end it
right.
early.
By the way, I want another match with you. I got to get ready.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So he called you out, and he called Ira out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
So he's ready to
Rematch.
ball. He's
Okay.
ready to ball. And it's not a
Another
boxing
month
match;
or
it's a
so.
tennis match. Yeah.
Another month. Yeah.
MMA.
But that our match, the stats were that the longer the point went on, the more I won. If you can believe that.
I want to see that from UD Racing.
Yeah.
Top
It
Floor.
was his
Really?
his analysis said that like the 0 to 4 point rallies, you won like 60% of them, but the 9 plus, I won all of them.
Is that a game style issue or a fitness issue?
I don't know what it is. I think that it's a patience issue. It's a strategy issue. Like if you're willing to stay, I mean, and you could attest to this. If you're willing to hit 10 balls cross court in a row, then you're not worried about missing. Okay. And if you're thinking like this guy's not going to miss, I better change it up and try something a little risky. It's risk versus reward at that point. I mean, and you're a guy who likes to hit the ball. You don't like to run as much as you like to smack a ball, I think, and that's normal. Everybody likes to go for the big shot, hit the big winner, and those are the shots you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you stayed on it though. Like I was kind of waiting for a moment of, mental break. Where maybe you flailed on a few balls to let Kevin in it, but you stayed focused the entire
I slept
match.
a little bit.
I
and-
know, when you miss the 4 returns
Early in the
for
second,
my
early
one
in the
game.
Yeah,
Early in the second
That's
game,
what it
second
takes.
set.
Well,
Yeah.
I slept.
Still haven't.
Telling
Yeah.
myself, like, hey, Mark's missing returns.
Okay.
You had chances to go up 2-1, I think.
I did. I
Yeah.
had another break point.
Yeah.
I did hook him on that, though.
Well, that break point, you had the short ball too, and missed long.
I think I missed every single one of them long.
Yeah. Well, you came in and you did this. You didn't drive the ball. You kind of pushed it, and that was the killer.
We'll see on the edit.
I can relate to that. So
Yeah.
the elusive double bagel is yet to happen. Okay, and I know that Mark is.
That's all he was talking about was a double bagel.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
called me
well,
last night, Kevin.
yeah,
I got some bagels for you.
Oh, he was called me about that last time we played. I was like, "You're so full of crap," But yeah, that's I think 0-1. That's
Ira.
about.
Ira scoreline.
Was that 0-1 too? So there's been a couple of 0-1s. Okay. So 2 of them are yours, huh? Yeah. Okay. Nice. So
Trice, come beat this guy.
yeah.
please.
0-0. Okay.
Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
0-0.
Yeah, I'll
We need
0-0
him.
him.
Oh, calm the wall out. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, thanks for watching. Good match today. Another W for Mark. And
Got plenty of
I had
those.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Good job.
All right.
Thanks for coming out, Kevin.
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
get you
Yeah,
playing
thank
some
you.
doubles, Kevin. Or
Yes, sir.
Adam, thanks for
Art, thanks,
commentating.
man.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
James, thanks for what you do.
Yeah, thanks, guys.